Nom 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 nom. Sweeping around. Nom nom. Nom 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 nom. Come here. Actually, wait. Pizza. No, it's a really known skill or fact that cockatoos are very similar to Ninja Turtles in that they like pizza. And I'm very similar to, I don't know what, because I like chocolate. My Achilles heel, if you will. Nom 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 nom. Uh-huh. What's this? Bing. Radical, radical. Do you reckon you could do a roundhouse kick, Loki? Well, that was the fun. Oh, look at my hair. Absolutely lovely. Better put my drink. Forget my headphones screwed on. There's my drink. Now, it's absolutely freezing out there today. So I'm putting the old jacket on. Probably putting the old jacket on. Do you like the title? Open all areas, access all areas. You have access to all areas. I mean, there we go. There's plenty of all areas to go to. Like, I've got even more access to all areas than I expected because the roof of my garage fell in, the ceiling did. And so now I've got access to areas that I never expected to have access to. So what I thought I'd do is I'd show you a fairly raw, rough setup, just to give a general idea of what the place looks like. Now, it's controlled chaos, but it is chaos, I get that. That was supposed to go in the bin a while ago. I thought I'd thrown it in the bin, and it just keeps not being in the bin. So, what we've got here is we've got a little arrangement of, it's chaos basically, but what goes on is, before the stream starts, I put paid to the idea. I don't put paid to it, I try to clean it up. I've got me spray and wipe here, magical mixture, and that's just to keep this area tidy. You don't have to actually have this area tidy, you just have to have it, how do I put it? You have to have it so that this area here is able to be focused on. That's all you need. You don't need to have a huge amount. So, like, you can have this place can be just like a bomb site, there can be lava everywhere, it doesn't matter. I've found a few fresh opals recently. And so what I've been doing is I've been just reclassifying them. So the way to do that, it's a fairly simple procedure, but it is a two-handed one, so we'll see how this goes. Pop these in here. You just need a bit of water. I'll pop these away here for the time being because I don't have my two hands available to me. Right. So all you have to do, tip some of that water out. The best way to view opals is just under a little bit of water. So you look at this one. Now you see the thing is for a live stream, when you've got lurkers around and stuff, the only way that they're going to show up is if you show color. I can give you an example of that. I'm going to put this down in here where all my other opals are, and I'll just grab one of high color, right? And I'll just get that thing sparkling already. Let's see. There we go. Got some sparkle. Look at all that color. Beautiful, lovely color. Now have a look at the number of people who start to show up, just because I'm showing a little bit of color on this opal. This is literally engagement bait, just doing that. See, we've gone up to 6. Now, so it's really critical. You can do what you like with the opals. You can cut them the way you want, but every now and then you've got to show some sparkle, or else people just disengage. So in order to do that, we find these opals here and we just give them a bit of look around. Just make sure you've got at least 1 or 2 that have that layer of sparkle on them, because you want the stream to be engaging. So that's got a little bit of color to it, not much, so I'm chucking that one. I will cut that one in my own time. Probably will turn out with a beautiful opal. It's just that it's not good for live streams. Okay, and you learn this information in a pretty hard-bitten way. So at any rate, I don't have to go through the audit process because I've already audited a few opals, so we can have a look at what I've actually gotten to. So those are the opals over there that I have audited, and they will probably be pretty decent, and we'll have a look through them now. Now there are 1 or 2 that I just want to cut for funsies, so that means that we're not necessarily going to have all good opals here, but we will have a lot of good opals. And of course it is a bit of a crapshoot. What I mean by that is that, well, opals are literally a gamble. They're like lotto tickets. You can have all the knowledge you like, you can have all the experience you like, and sometimes it just comes down to luck, whether there's an opal there that's worth its money or not. So I think that's part of the appeal of the whole deal. The appeal is having that random chance element that you cannot control. You physically cannot control it. But here's another element that you can't control, or you should be able to control: the amount of water that goes into the opal arrangement. So what I'll do is I will go fill up a little container filled with water. I should have done that earlier. I'll be back. Sorry about that. I've got some warm water here, and I've also been working on getting the other machines working today. I'll show you what that's all about in a second. All right, I'll pick this up. Yoink. Show you this amazing piece of technology. Move this over. So, oh, zoomed in quite hard. Zoom back a bit. So basically, at the moment, normally these are hydraulically connected, but hydraulically connected. But I have made a mistake. Some of it fell out of, some of the water ran out, so I have to literally fill up this one manually, and that's all right. And I usually do these ones just for luck, a bit. Yeah. Now all of these containers are connected, and you can see that the indicator says that things are pretty good. Critical is that level there, about there. And so we've got plenty above critical, because we've got like litres and litres, or gallons and gallons as you like to call it in America, of water ready to go. Except one of the tubes failed, so it's not feeding to the most critical one, which is a bit annoying, but what can you do? Well, fix it maybe. It's just a case of filling it with water, but it is a bit annoying to fix. I like having a situation which is just ready to go. As you can see, this is a bit wet over here. That's because I've been giving a bit of a test. You can see that there's these tubes just up here. Those are the same kind of tubes that you see here. Let's just follow this to its logical conclusion. This tube goes up over to here, this tube goes over to here, and then you see that you've got this particular peristaltic pump. It's just from a standard drip line, you know, medical stuff. Goes into there, and once you get it going via the peristaltic pump, which you can actually use your own hand to do, and you can also tell if there's a blockage on the way, and I can tell if something's blocked just by the feel of the pump. And now I know that the reason why this isn't working is because something is blocked rather than something is wrong. So I'm just sitting here going, what's wrong? The ultimate thing I can do to fix that is to actually do a hard injection of water and just blast it clear. But usually it's not something blocking it, it's something mechanical, a kink somewhere. So I'm just look around, seeing where I can see. That looks suspicious, that looks like it's under tension, so I'll just straighten that out. Yeah, that looks really weird. Why has it done that? Something has happened. Straighten that out, and then I'll bring that back there. Now you can see that even the act of just straightening that out has actually gotten that water to start dripping. So let's see, I'll just do a bit of fiddling and we'll see what we get. There we go. So we've got that going there. Let's have a look at that. Now the other part to worry about is height of the whole system. So you've got to make sure that it's perfectly arranged or deranged. There's ranging involved. Okay, so have we got what? I just look straight into the light. Don't do that. It's like staring at an eclipse. Okay. Yeah. How's that going? Not there. The other suspect is often the actual apparatus. Yeah, I can see that. I think the blockage is just here. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. Okay, it's literally up at the, I'll show you where it is. It's literally here. So you open the valve here, and then that thing has kinked over that way. So I've got to open that up. And so I may have to come up with a jury-rigged solution to solve that. Or alternately, just fiddle with it until it works. That works as well. So that's actually working a bit too well, so I'm just going to use the various controls that I've got here just to slow the flow down a bit. A bit more. Perfect. There we go. Oh, 2 likes already. Thank you, guys. Very kind of you to like this kind of stuff, because to me it's very mundane. I'm sitting here cutting opals all the time, and when I'm cutting opals, this is kind of the thing that I do, and it never occurred to me that people really wanted to know how the whole thing works, what kind of things are underneath the hood, so to speak. I'm more than happy to show you. I mean, if you're ever around my area, I'll give you a guided tour of my house. It's about 1 square meter big. And by the way, thank you very much, guys, for your likes and subscribes, because I am now officially monetized. I can't believe it, but yeah, I'm getting money now. What I've decided to do, because like it really isn't me, it's other people who do this to me. So they have this option to click that says, do you want to put ads in the middle of your stuff? And I'm like, hell's to the no. I might get greedy later on, but at the moment I've got my soul still, so I'm going, no, I'm happy to be monetized at all. So I'll just give you ads at the beginning, at the end, and that I think that's fair. Because I can remember even when I do ads, not I do ads, but I look at ads, I go, you know what, 30 seconds? I can't wait 30 seconds. I've got things to do. So even that's a bit of an intrusion, isn't it? But you got to do what you got to do. They don't say, do you want to have, 10-second ads or skippable ads? They don't say that. They just say beginning, end, and the middle. And I said, no, just the beginning and the end. So that's my philosophy. Let's have a look at this bad boy. Now, I happen to know this guy's got some... Oh, far out. This thing's slowed down again. I'm just going to speed it up. There we go. No, speed up a bit more. Come on, you can do it. Is that better? So I bet you it's done that. So what happens is this thing just, over time, will just... Okay, I understand. What I need to do is I need to literally kink it underneath the... I think I need to replace these tubes, basically. I'll figure out a better way at some stage. But at the moment, we just got to do what we've got. Is that working still? Yeah, that'll have to do. I'm just going to have to drench myself. We'll bring that up. Now, you can do whatever you like to try and make this as smooth as possible, but stuff will go wrong. So this is not anything that I designed to give you a behind-the-scenes view, because whether you like it or not, you get a behind-the-scenes view. There we go. So there we go. So this guy here, there it is. Did you see it? Try and get that to happen again. There it is. There it is. There it is. Can you see that? That is a bit of a signal to me. So just on this spot here, there is a huge amount of opal. There is also, in the middle there somewhere, there is also a line. I think that you can just see that line there. Yep, that's exactly right where my thumbnail is. There it is. See that? So there's plenty of colour here. That's a nice little opal, that one. Now, of course, this one, I think you've seen this one before. That was the one I was showing you to, that was the hook opal, so to speak. That just gets people, yeah, look, 15 people have just shown up to see that. It's just when you give a flash of colour, all of a sudden people are interested. But stay around, guys. I'm not blaming you. They're beautiful opals. But, yeah, you can see that one. This is going to be quite a difficult cut. I might have to cut along that little line there. Just depends on what that layer of opal's actually doing. This is probably why it's still out here, because I thought, oh, gee, this is going to be a toughie. So we've got this guy here. I don't remember what this one was like. Oh, I know what that one is. That's a discard from... It's not a discard. I cut the valuable opal off it already, so it's not discarded. It's been retired honourably. This guy here, very thin, but got a lot of colour, so that's why it's sitting up here. Incidentally, that's why I was a bit confused as to what was going on, because we're going, well, what's it doing up here if it's got no colour on it? And usually I just put the ones I think are the most colourful just up on the platform, so I can show them off quickly. So you can see that's a nice little purple one. Now, purple's not a great colour, but this I happen to know is a lightning ridge opal, which means that anything can happen with that one. It literally is like that. This one's, I think, an offcut from that one, or it's snapped or whatever. So you can see that there's a little bit of colour sitting in there, or a lot. Now, don't get excited, because this one here is probably not going to translate to side view. It's probably only that way that it's good, which is a bit annoying. But, you know, it's opal cutting. It's not like instant fortune. It's not like one of those ads that says massive money instantly. Admittedly, those ads aren't massive money instantly either. You can see that one's got a nice bit of colour to it. Here's a hot tip for those people, pro tip. If you're trying to get into the opal cutting, get the opal chips if you want to get some good opals out of them. You can cut a nice opal out of an opal chip. It's tough to do. I'm not saying it's easy, but that's probably your best bet to get good colour, especially when you're starting out. The other thing that you can say about opals is prepare to be ripped off, because everyone's out there to make a buck on you, I'm afraid. Yes, it is. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the opal guy, and he knows, well, opals. And so he understands very immensely what I'm talking about when we're talking about very tough to cut opals. Very shiny, very colourful, it's good for clickbait, and I will cut them, but they are very difficult. So this one is a similar kind of opal. We might be able to make it into a doublet, but I'm thinking that one's very, very tough. I'm not going to show you that one. We're going to go through a few of the interesting opals, right? So this guy here has got some color somewhere. I'm just trying to find it. I think it's on top here. There we go. You can just see on the top. So I'll just cut through and see what that is. Yeah, I know. Doublets are actually quite a difficult opal to do, and they're cheaper. But at any rate, these things are... I was thinking that this was a fossil, but I don't think it is anymore, so I'm happy to cut it. One of the ones that is a fossil is this guy. Well, I'm pretty certain it is. So I'm not necessarily going to do the normal thing with this opal. I'm not going to just cut it willy-nilly, so to speak. I'm going to very carefully go around and just get all of the sand off it and see if I can expose what's going on. So rather than just cutting it to make a nice gem, I am cutting this to see if we can find out what is in here. My guess is that this is like a oh, what do you call them? They're a delicacy. The spiny things. Oh, for the life of me, can't remember what they are. It could be a sea star as well, but it could be a well, they're the same kind of creatures. At any rate, urchin. Thank you, Phil. Yeah, it could be a sea urchin, I think, or it could be a bundle of sticks. Yeah. I think that, did you actually get there before I said it? Because I didn't quite get your text just then. But I think that there's a lag issue, so you might have got there at the same time. So at any rate, I think this is more of the same piece. I think, I could be wrong, but I think there's a piece here, there. See that little black bit? And I think somehow that black bit joins up to here. So it could be like that or something. Something like that. It might even join up to this. If that's the case, then I'm wrong about the whole not a fossil thing. It could even be like that. But what I'll do is when I'm cutting through this, I'll cut through it with care just in case. So at any rate, those are the fossiliferous pieces. Now I've got a few other pieces just to show you. I may or may not use these, but this is boulder opal. Very colourful, beautiful opal, but difficult. Yeah, one way or another, you'll eat them. Oh, very funny me. 2 seconds. So yeah, the lag's not that bad, because I saw it maybe 5 seconds after. You've got a lag of about 3 seconds. So that is a boulder. Nice little thing. I've got a second boulder here, and I've also got a... Oh, no, I didn't bring that one. I decided not to bother. I've got this guy here. This is another chunk of boulder. We'll see what we can do with that. This could well end up looking absolutely beautiful. Opal is always a case of how do you face it? What bit faces where? And so all sorts of crazy stuff happens. This guy here. This guy here. I selected... I think this one is a bit of a mystery basket. I don't think it's got colour, so I'm going to get it out of shot because no clickbait appeal. This one, I didn't have all no colour opals, so let me have a quick look and see if I can spot where the colour was. Where the colour was. Can't see it, so I'm not putting it up. I'll get a few more of these ones. This guy here definitely has some colour. You're not going to see it easily, but it has got colour. So I'm going to carve it. Let me see if I can spot the colour. Like I said, I've audited all these. Okay, so the colour's just there. See if we can get it to work. I haven't pushed the colour enhance button. There we go. See, now it's definitely not coloured. Anyway, we'll keep that one up. This one's got colour all through it, but it's a really weird one, so we'll see how that goes. I like the weird ones. All right, you can see we have opals. Oh, this is one that I'll show you because it's really interesting. This one's like a piece of sandstone, matrix. Hello, Faisal. Faisal Rohani. I hope I have not butchered your name. So this one, it's a piece of matrix and it's got opal all through it. You can see that kind of slight shine. This is going to be an interesting one to cut, I think. It may not work. Finally, I'll show you this guy. We'll have to zoom out a bit or go over to here. This guy, huge. I'm just interested in what's underneath this crusty bit here. I've got a few more, which I've got more precise ideas. That blue line is the line that I have drawn because I think I know where the colour is going to be. So I'll be cutting along those lines. The reason is that in the nighttime, it's not necessarily so easy to see the colour. So in the daytime, I sometimes have a look and see where everything is, and then I will draw lines to make sure that I'm not transgressing any boundaries. This one here, obviously I've got a few lines already cut, so I might do that one. But we'll just get cracking. We'll do something fun and bright and shiny and stuff. Everyone will have fun. We'll eat artichokes and we'll be happy. So let's go. Bring... Oh, what's happening here? Nicey, right here. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Let's try now. Right, let's see if that works. Okay, what was I going to do? I was going to get this one. So, let's see if we can orient ourselves again, because this one's a tough one to find. Where's the colour? Where's the colour? It should be up here somewhere. Maybe up here. We've got different lighting angles, so it's harder to find now. Move that up here. There, okay, good. So, just up here and just down here. You don't have to see it. You saw it before, so let's see how we go. And we go up to here. Very carefully carving away this section because, yep, you can see there's a bit of colour there. You can see just near my thumb. I have a suspicion that this is a very, very thin layer, so I'm being very cautious. That's why I'm not just hacking all the way through like I usually do. What did that do? That's given me a hint that the facing is this way. So what I'm doing here is I'm rolling the opal. So that means that I suspect that the colour faces in this direction, so I roll it so that there's more surface going that way. Right, let's have a look. There we go. Sorry, whoops. You can see just at that corner there, you can see the colour happening. That's good because it means that you're seeing colour at different orientations and angles and stuff. And I'm noting that that there's this radial pattern. I suspect that this is a plant stem. Now there's your colour. So it seems to be aiming this way. So I'll just try and go like this and see what happens. Will that do it? It most certainly will. There you go. That's where the colour is. All right. So facing's important. Sadly, I've got to actually orient it a slightly different way to get that to work. I think I need to have a screen that's flashing heavy breathing cam, because I have to breathe into the microphone to do this bit, because I'm leaning right over the camera as I'm holding with the other hand. The thoughts occurred to me that it might be easier to actually orient the whole business the other way, and it might work a bit better. But that's a tomorrow problem, or maybe a next week problem, or maybe a next year problem. It's a problem, but not a now problem. So as you can see, possibly, I'm just going to move back so you can see it. As you can see, the more I orient towards that way, there you go, the more colour becomes apparent on that side. That is the tension that you're always facing with opal cutting. You've got to try and cut to the specifications of the opal, not for what you want, but what the opal wants. So, because of that, back to heavy breathing cam. In case you're there going, where's the heavy breathing? I'm trying to hold my breath most of the time. And I'm like a swimmer. I put my head to the right, breathe, and then come back. Here we go. Whatever it is, it's beautiful. Okay, let's have a look. What I'm doing now is I'm going, should I slice this bit off? Because there's an element of risk there. I think I will. I'll show you what I'm thinking. There's a piece of colour just here near my thumb. But this opal is too bulky on this side. So what I'll do is I'll carve it off here. Gotta be careful. Sometimes the orientation is a bit dodge, so you come back to the original cut and see how you're going, and you'll see, oh, not too bad. These things aren't perfect squares, so it's very difficult to orient the cut. Mexican jumping opal. Where you gone, buddy? Is that the one? Yep. No, you're not the one. Where are you? Not unless you've had a... So this one's actually gone to Mexico to get plastic surgery to change its appearance. There it is. Found it. There we go. And I'm having to go out to the side here because I don't know what you're seeing. What I am noticing is that this thumb's a shocker. So let me just quickly. I don't need to go to American Nails ever. Now I just need the French polish. La Polish. No, it's a brand. Oh, okay. Perfect. Now, back to the opal cutting. If you're wondering, how does he not get scared cutting, if obviously from the nail cutting experience this blade can do damage to tissue? And the answer to that is it sort of can do damage, but it sort of can't at the same time. If you're dedicated, yes, it can hurt you, but it won't usually. That's the easiest way of describing it. You can literally touch the blade and it won't cause any problems. So what I'm doing now is I'm gently getting rid of corners. So this particular opal is a bit temperamental. It's a weird shape. It's got colour in weird areas. And I happen to notice that the colour is ethereal. What I mean by that is that there's only small parts where the colour is. Some opals have just got colour all through them. This one certainly does not. So one wrong move and the colour goes. I think people have got to be careful with their pattern viewing, because if I note that there's been a spike when I cut my nails on this thing, that means it's going to less be Dr. Phil's opals, etc. It's going to be Dr. Phil's nail salon. There we go. That's feeling a bit better. That was a very dangerous move what I just did there. Oh no, it wasn't, because that was the bottom half of it. I thought I was dealing with the opal side. I was not. Technically I am dealing with the opal side. It's all opal, but it's the colourful opal we worry about. This other stuff technically is referred to as potch. Why? I don't know. If you're saying, this looks a little bit like just pouring, shaping, well, yeah, it is. Opal cutting can be very much like World War I. Lots of boredom with moments of terror into. So what do we do? Kind of expose it that way, I suppose. We've got two opals that are beginning to surface at the same time, which is a bit interesting. Trying to make sure I get all of it. And this is the main one, I think. They may join up, but I don't think so. Once I get a general idea, I'm going to have to make a decision on how to cut the shape. That's not going to be easy with an opal like this. There's going to be several different shapes which will be equally valid, but only one will have that real, pizzazz and flair to it. So which will I choose? I don't know. Might have to get monkey brain. Okay, I'm seeing the pattern of things now. Right. There's a chance that this will actually resolve, so I'm going to carve this away, hope for the best. To avoid deep breathing mode, which is good for everybody involved. That's the problem with avoiding deep breathing mode. You have to use different angles, and yeah, if the arm goes around, it's probably better. I'm going to just move myself in a bit, just to be a bit more comfortable. There we go. Stools in another 5-10 centimeters, which is, I don't know, a third of a foot, 3-4 inches. Well, someone gave me a like, thank you very much. Nancy gone jumping up. Well, that's not it. Where did it go? Which way did it go, Paul? Which way did it go? Oh, there it is. I was trying to reorient myself to the opal. I don't want to accidentally cut something off. Or the opal. Why are you doing that? Are you different? You look the same. There you are. That's that bit. Right. Okay. So I think I'm correct. If I go like that, I'll bet you will get in there. Yeah, look at that. Okay, good. I didn't mean to make it such a tough cut right from the beginning. I think I've only cut it one, haven't I? Sorry about the breathing. I'm just concentrating. Now, my guess is that the opal will start to reveal itself if I just keep slicing away this area. It's a bit of a risk, but I think it's worth taking. It all depends on what this piece of opal does right here in this corner. Does it return the colour? Alright, time to double the risk, I reckon. I'm betting the farm that this opal needs to be cut along here, but there's a seam of green that happens as well. So I could be making a very bad bet. So I'm just making sure I know where I'm at. We've certain seam of green goes there. Right, okay. Time to make the bet. I reckon the odds are about 1.5 to 1 if you're a betting person. They are in my favour, but it's not without risk. Okay, come on. I'm going to go down a bit. Hopefully I can. Yes, I can. Brilliant. Oh, sorry, I just did something. I re-angled my cut because I thought that should align with the opal, but it also aligns with the cut almost perfectly. I'm like, oh yeah. Don't do that every day, especially with an opal that's worth this much risk. The gamble here is that it could well be a 5 carat stone at this point. It won't be, but it could be. And at 5 carats, like, that's thousands of dollars. And yeah, there is a chance that this will be quite a good stone. Now, there's also a good chance it won't be, so don't get all excited. But we've got money on the table here. Polio. I'm not sure I actually put adverts for Putin into my feed. No, I think Julio. I don't think that's a nice word. I could be wrong. Someone go and do some research, find out what Julio means. Hello there, Marinum. How are you doing? So what I'm doing is I'm just cutting the off-cut to have a look and see what it looks like, just in case we've got cool stuff happening. We do have some cool stuff, I'll show it to you. See that little dot there? A little bit of black potch. See if we can zoom right in and see what that is. If it's a fossil remnant or something. Don't think so. Don't think we've got our own Jurassic Park that we can open up with that one. It's worth trying. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to smooth this bit off. This is more than likely going to be the back of the stone, but you never know. Because if some of the colour starts to show through and it's better, then we change plans. Opals like this, there's very often a change of plans that needs to happen at a moment's notice. All right. I'm seeing some colour come through. I don't necessarily want the colour on that side because it might make life a bit awkward, but we'll see how things go. At the moment, we've got the colour nicely contained just underneath the skin of potch. Well, that's what the assumption is. Don't know. We could be very wrong about that. That's why you just kind of gently explore around, and once you know, you start aggressively removing the stuff that keeps it away from you. Let's have a quick look. At the moment, we're in a pretty commanding position, but this can go wrong. So here we go, we've got this piece here. Actually, I'll show you what we've got at the moment. We've got this opal. I'll try and give you a nice view of it. Come on, show up. Try and get the colour, and then I'll try and get the colour to show up. There we go. Okay, so colours here somewhere. There it is. See that? Colours there. You'll just have to put up with whatever the camera's doing, but that's decent colour to me at any rate. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take in that corner, I think, because that probably will help. Just checking to see we haven't cut into the opal. Don't think we have. We've just been cutting into potch at the moment. That's been the game plan. Okay, so now I'm going to keep rolling in until we get to the opal here. Hopefully I'm not going to be too gung-ho about this. No guarantees, I'm afraid. Right. That was dangerous, cutting right into the opal, but what can you do? Have to do it at some stage. Oh, look at that. Something's happening. Do you see that? Look at that, nice. If we just get that happening through the whole opal, I will be a happy man. Especially at school. Note how long it's taken me to get just this far. It's taken about 40 minutes. That's me bent over the machine, heavy breathing into it. Thank you for the like, whoever did that. Yeah, we're just getting into the colour there, you can see that. That's actually a good sign rather than a bad one, considering it's the opposite side of the opal that we want. I think we're getting to a point where we can start to assume that there is actually quite a lot of colour through the entire thing, even though we can't see much of it yet. I am certainly hoping that's the correct assumption, because I'm not going through all of this pain for nothing. Although I suppose for you guys, that's entertainment, isn't it? Sitting there suffering over the opal and then, no! I guarantee you, if that happens, I will look suitably sad. So, well worth liking and subscribing to. There we go. Now, this is what I call the ultimate act of faith. I'm starting to shape it up in terms of opal shape, not just getting rid of waste material. I'm trying to make it into a nice cab shape. So I'm declaring my intentions here. Got to give my back a rest, and I'm also going to quickly look and see what the state of play is underneath my main light. You can see too if you want. Let's do that. So you can see it how I'm seeing it. It's all to do with the angles, so you can see those there. I'll try and bring it up and get nice colour. So what I'm doing is I'm just checking to see how it's going here. You can see there's no colour there yet. No colour there yet. There should be a little bit of colour on this side, and there's definitely a lot on this side. So it's just a case of slowly, carefully, there we go, there's some colour there. So it's just a case of carefully, slowly going through. Because there's colour there, you can see how that's kind of angling up towards my finger there. That means that this bottom corner has to go. So that's what we'll be doing now. Perhaps Julio id Dobiob means potentially dodging drones. I saw that's what he was doing in his helicopter. He wasn't a happy camper, was he? How dare those people I'm attacking fire drones at me? That's what happens. Hoping to not be anticlimactic here. Having a quick look at the opal. Certainly looks like it's okay. More from this side. A lot more from this side actually. Oops, Celine Dion filters on. I need to clean the screen down again. Anybody who's epileptic, bit of a warning. There we go. I'm just reorienting myself, trying to get the best cut possible. What I might have to do is just cut this corner a bit not happy about doing that because I'm definitely cutting into Opal now. Okay, where did it go? There it is. And it's starting to look good from that angle, actually. It was just sitting here like this. It's just glimmering away. Let's see if we can get that to happen again. You're definitely not a performer, are you?
No, I'm not. I do not perform.
Well, try.
No.
I hate it when they chuck tantrums. In response, I will rub off half your ass. Welcome to the weird world of opal cutting. There we go. And I'm just looking again, trying to see what I'm getting myself into here. That's one side. I'm worried that I've cut off the... No, I haven't. There is definitely... I just got to be a little bit brave about this. So basically, now the odds are more than 50-50, slightly against me actually, because one wrong move and I'm done for. And it could well be that I've already done that wrong move. So, you know, I just don't know it yet. Dead Opal cut to walking. No, I think we're good, but man, it's just stressful. So look here. What I'm doing is I'm orienting at the Opal side to see if I can get anything. Not getting anything, which is a bit worrisome. There's that. There's that. Come on, you can do it. There it is. Oh, yeah. It is very, very, very line ball call here. I can't go any more on those sides. I have to go straight into the middle. Middle or bust, basically. Let's have a look. Okay, so what I've got to do now, this opal is okay for the time being. It's safe. But what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to stick it onto a dop stick and then shine it properly to see exactly where the opal is. At the moment, it's in a quantum superposition of good and crap. I'm putting that away and it's literally shining at me from there. So that's a good sign. Taking a quick drink and then what will I do? We are going to This one looks like a bit of a no-brainer, this one. Relatively small, but it's got nice reds sitting there. So that might be a nice stress-free opal to do after that one. Like, of all the opals I've ever done, that one was really difficult, that previous one. Really hard. Quite fun, but man, you had to bend over all sorts of angles and you had to hold the opal in a weird place and you had to make weird sorts of cuts. And every time you thought that's going to do it, and then the opal goes, no, not necessarily. What I might have to do, disappointingly, is cut off that little bit there. We'll see if that. Well, for the love of Mike. Hopefully, I haven't just bit right into the opal, which there is a chance I've done. Just so you know. Whee! That second piece flung far and wide. Hopefully it's still got colour on it, but I don't know. At least stats wise this works out, because I'll finish this one off. Even though it's small, that'll mean I'm 2 for 2, which is good. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Come on, show them. They deserve it. Back we go a bit. See that? You can just see a little bit of yellow. It looks much pinker on my real life screen. Okay. Clatio. Okay, I'm going to have a look at this one. This is a bit of a risky one. Seeing I'm 2 for 2, I can afford to do stuff like that now. Just going to go cutting straight into it. I'll go zoom back a bit so you can see what's going on. Okay, we're finally getting to the opal part of it. That was mostly sand. Technically there was opal there. There was silica matrix with opal attached, much like Anamuka. But we're now into the real stuff. Nearly anyway. This bit here feels a lot harder, so I'm presuming that's an opal chunk. There we go. Now we're out of the weeds. Sorry to speak. What I'm going to do is very carefully have a quick look at what's going on here. See if I can make something happen here. Because of the way I cut my opals, I'm going to cut this corner off. If you accuse me of cutting corners, I'm going to have to say guilty as charged. I might be lucky. I just had a look in the middle. See if you can see that. Beautiful. Let's zoom in a bit. No, Celine D on cam. Yoink. There we go. Now I'll zoom in and have a look. You can see that colour there. Beautiful. Might not stay. Not so beautiful, but hey.
Hey, hey, hey!
Holding opal at awkward angle is not fun, but hey, let's just do it. Whee! Opal piece successfully launched into orbit. Getting telemetry now. Beep! Houston, we have a problem. Beep! That's the plot of Opello 13. What a funny man I am. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm going to have to slice this piece off here. That's the way, I have to do it. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. There we go. Another like. Woo-hoo. Thanks, mate. Whoever you are. right, let's have a look at this. I'm also optimistically calling this, turning this one into a cab, which I think is more than an optimism. This isn't as good an opal as the previous one, but the chance of success is pretty good. And I'm noticing, look at this, from this angle. Okay, so what we've, change your plan. Change your plan. Can you see that? Let me flip it around this way. There we go. You can actually see that it's, the angle that I need to have it at is this angle. So that means the entire back has to go. Let's have a look at what that does, and you'll see, yes, success. Look at that. Okay, so that means that we've got a bit of work ahead of us. Well, this is coming together quite well. I didn't expect that. Would you look at that? What a gem, literally. I'm really pleased with that. I just did not expect that to happen. I thought we'd got a fairly ordinary gem, and you can see there's just a little bit of that gemmy stuff coming through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the back a little bit more acceptable. I don't have a lot of opal to play with now, so I'm going to have to be a bit cautious how I do it, but just make the back a little bit more acceptable, and then make it flat enough to dot, and then I think I'll leave that alone. But that is an absolute smashing success story, that opal. Can't believe that I actually lucked out with it. This is as good as it gets. It's not that it's particularly valuable, it's just that it didn't look like it was going to do anything when I started cutting it. And I've gotten myself about a carat worth of maybe, you know, $60 to $100. Not bad for just a random piece of stuff. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this piece now because I'm a bit worried about it. I think this piece is definitely, if there's going to be a failure, this one might be it. So prepare the tissue box. Crying may occur. I think the string section needs to be ready with their violins. I might have to hire some professional mourners because this one might not go well. But that's alright. Maybe. There goes that bit. Flung that one into orbit. You stay there. Now. Yeah, there's not much opal. It's just that bit that was visible. I suspected as much. That's why I just started hacking on that side rather than trying to make the opal apparent. Sometimes just experience tells you, no, this one's not going to do much. What I'm just going to do is I'm just going to take this white bit off, and it's getting way too small to cut. and realistically, I'm not really worried about it. It's not that great an opal, although I have managed to make something of it. Tiny little thing. I think that's as far as I'm going with it. Okay. Whoop. This one is a bit interesting too. Nice and colourful, but it's fractious. That's a good way of describing it. We'll see if we can get something good out of it. I don't have a good feeling about this one either. But I was wrong once before. You never know when I might be wrong again. Maybe sometime in the next 400 years or so. Right, that piece is going. Right. Right, decision time. What do we do with it? It's looking good, but may have to be a bit brutal with it, and I just need to figure out how to be brutal with it. So I might have. It's a toughie. What I'll do is I'll very carefully carve some of this off here. See if we can eliminate some of the issues. Same here. And same here. You see, sometimes you just have to slice them, and if you spend too much time trying to fix them, you don't have enough opal left to slice. So what am I going to do? I am going to... Oh, this is the worst kind of choice scenario that you get. The more you delay, the worse it gets. Okay, I've eliminated 2 issues, but I've got so many more. Okay, I'm going to cut straight through the middle, I think. Yeah, straight through the middle and sort of to the side. And then through here. And I might have to just carve a little bit in there too. Yeah, I'm going to have to carve this like this. Not happy. Ah! That also detonated into orbit. Did someone just say, make all the opals lucky, but just put all the bad luck into one? It seems like that. This is just basically the bad mojo, and it's really got lovely colour. There we go. Look, we've managed to get something out of it. I'll have to carve this bit off. Like I say, not happy doing stuff like this, but you have to. You've got to do what the opal dictates. Not what you want. That piece came off and it flung straight at my head. There we go, look at that. Not bad considering. So this guy was pretty much a cursed opal. It'll probably have to be a doublet, but like to get anything out of it is pretty awesome. Look at that. Whoa, that was really quite tough to do. I think we'll do the magnum opal now. Which one will we do? Let's do something fun. I want to do something fun. I'm sick of just sitting there and working hard for an opal. Let's see how far we get with this bad boy. We're not going to get very far with it, but let's just do it. Well, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Oh, I'm the big one. Yes, I'm the big one. Yeah, me big.
Okay, well, just shut up and let's do you. Okay, here we go. Right, and then we go down here. Let's crank it up a bit because this is going to be requiring some extra effort. As an aside, I am completely trusting past me to be making the right choice on what to cut here. Is that a good idea? I don't know. One thing you might be noticing is there's a bit of colour here. I'll just give it a little bit of a zhuzhi, see if we can get it out. Right. Shall we crank it up a notch? I think we shall. Nearly there. There's a little bit of encouragement that I can see in some of this opal, so we'll see how we go. Crank up the power again. Here we go. It's doing well, but it's quite a big opal. Well, yes, it is hurting my arms. It's okay. Right arm only, left arm's out of action. People are going to say, why is your left arm out of action? Cutting opals? Yeah, right, mate, right. No, I mean it, seriously. Well, why ask me in the first place? Literally using the pressure of the rig. This little tool's doing so well cutting this thing in half. It's a huge opal. This is like setting to the Rock of Gibraltar with a nail file. I think something came off. Ooh. There we go. Yay! So I'll just quickly carve this down, carve this back. There we go. Oh, let's have a look at it. So that's the half there. That's not discouraging. That's what I expected to see. These opals always are colourless on the outside, dark on the inside. That's what makes a lightning ridge opal a lightning ridge opal. So let's just carve this through and see what we can make of it. There has to be a reason why I cut it like this. Why I put these lines in. We'll see. Now I know where some of the colour is. I'm just going to make sure I'm avoiding that. Yeah, I am. Okay, good. We can keep going on that. I know what my past me logic was now. Basically, I'm cutting off the bit that matters so I can mess with the rest of it if it happens to be cool. Another like. Fair enough. I lost the use of my left hand for a time. So, yeah, fair enough. Get a like for that. There we go. Carve down here, that'll just get cut off straight away. Good-o. One more time. Oh, the buttons. Making sure, yep, good. Now, as a general rule, the precious opal seems to intercept the surface and doesn't usually go very deep. But there are exceptions to this rule, and if you see a nice chunk of colour, then anything's possible. I'll show you where the colour is in a second once I've recalibrated. Gotta be better ways to make money than this. Okay, here we go. I think there's something, I could be wrong, but I'm seeing something on the inside here. It could just be the reflection of something else. So I'm going to be hopeful, but you guys can be skeptical because that's probably a good position to be in. Healthy skepticism. Oh. Try and... Just so you know, I've bashed the blade against my finger several times. That's just to tell you that it doesn't usually hurt you, but there's no guarantees. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Can I get away with that? Let me just check. Where's the colour? Okay, so the colour is here. So anywhere else is fair game. That means I can happily cut through here, no problem. I can cut through here, no problem. Yep, I can cut through there. No worries. That's encouraging. Alright, interesting. Okay, and then we cut along here, and then we go along there. Yeah, fair enough. I'm essentially backtrack transforming what I originally told myself to do. here. The design of this cart is to preserve this opal here and explore possible areas of other opals. That's why I'm working hard to follow the logic of what I'm doing in the daytime. You can see things in the daytime you can't see at night. If you're lucky, you see things at night time you can't see in the day. Thank you for the like, whoever that was. Very kind of you. There we go. You can do this, Bill. Ow. By the way, I agree that watching an opal getting cut by a tiny little Dremel tool is a morbidly fascinating thing. Let's have a look at this piece. I'll just quickly take the skin off it just to see if there's anything. No, don't think so. Look. Back to the lab again. Whoop, there goes gravity. I should become a rapper, I reckon. Do you reckon a candy rapper or a dead joke time? Whoa! Why are you hungry? I'm Czechoslovakia. All the time. You are a very unattractive man. Okay, here we go. Good. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Get in there. Get in there. I think I've destroyed this blade doing this. It's not offering me much more in the way of cutting ability. There we go. What else have we got here? What else have we got here? Oh yeah, here we go. Well done, little blade. Now it's just a case of what will go first, the stone or the blade. I mean, it was due a replacement before I started. Bling! No, we'll keep going with the rest of it. Because we can now access this piece here. It's done. Ladies and gentlemen, the blade has died. No, it's still alive. Oh, no, it's not. It's dead. Blade is dead. Oh, dear. Well, that was a bit of fun. So what did we manage to do? Well, we managed to preserve this piece of the opal, which is the important part. I've got a little bit of blade left to deal with. You can hear it's just about to kick itself off. Just going gently, more gently than I was previously. Anyway, expose this. See if we can get something nice out of it. Gently does it, gently does it. This is the face that I'm trying to preserve. So it's very dangerous to just casually hack into this. As a matter of fact, let's do it on the other machine. We've got the other machine, we can do it on. Let's go. Yoink. Right. We're going to go in very soon, but I'll pop this over to here. Oh, there you go. Let's see if we can find a good spot to have you. Oh yeah, see where we are? Perfect. So zoom back. Let's zoom back. Alright. Yeah, we'll use that one. Why not? See if we can get it a little bit shiny. Just a bit, that's all we need. Turn that off. Turn that on. Turn that on. Get a bit of water happening. And turn this on. Yoink. Let's see what we get. Turn this on. Turn that on. Anything else necessary? Don't feel like I've got a little light here. Oh well. Let's see what we get. Normally this equipment is used in the later stages when you have the stuff on the top stick. I'm going to move it up to here. I'll zoom out a bit so you can see what I'm doing. Move up a bit. Hopefully you can see. Didn't prepare this bit, so there it is. Okay, so we just go move over to there. There we go. I'm pretty confident. I reckon I could take that bit off with some nippers because I don't think that'll compromise anything. Alright, I think we'll give it a miss here because I've got to change the blades. I've got to get a whole heap of other things done. Let's have a look at this just as it was. No, I need to have a look at it under a light, I suppose. Here we go. So zooming in. Let's see what we got. Should be able to see something. I can see something definitely on the not phone side. There you go. See that little bit of colour there? Now what's interesting, can you see that little piece of colour that's next to it? There's a few interesting places. This could just be surface colour, which is scary. I might just be able to rub it off, but I don't think so. It might go a bit deeper. We'll trial that tomorrow. Let's go inside. It's freezing. Ah, where's my drink? Thank you. Ugh. Yoink. Ugh. Hello, birds. How you doing? Hello, pony. Need to change your cage, pony. What have you been doing whilst we're here? Look what you've done. Yeah. Goodbye, Opal machine. Okay. Right. Loki, how you feeling? Nonplussed? That's a nonplussed Loki. Okay. The usual thing. Yeah. Taking this jacket off now. Give you an update of what I've been doing around the house. We'll flip around. That drill and this branch are now on the chair, so now I've got nearly a full set of chairs. I've got one more branch to do, so that's good. That's because the house has got, well, birds flying around. Let's see how Max takes it. Do you need me to get your water, Max? Do you want to come out? Come here. Come here. All right, you can come out. Okay, we're just mucking around. Basically, I've taught Max, well, we've taught each other to communicate. If he hisses, that's basically back off. And so he's not being mean. Usually that is a mean sound. Hello, Loki. You want a scratchy poo? Well, come on. Oh, of course, sorry about that. He knows the drill. He knows the routine. He knows you're supposed to put the chair there, aren't you? Yeah. Sketchy poo? Sketchy poo? Yeah. Sketchy poo. There you go. Lovely. Trying to get that. There's a pin feather there, isn't there? Yeah. Pin feathers. He's got pin feathers, which are basically young feathers after they molt, and they're ridiculously uncomfortable. And cockatoos, at the most clean times, have got the most powder in their feathers. So if you've got allergy problems or whatever else, cockatoos, no. If you've got a girlfriend, cockatoos, no. Because they're very messy. There you go. Yeah, that's the way you want a scratchy poo, don't you? Yeah, you want a scratchy poo. You want a scratchy poo. You want a scratchy poo. And here comes Loki, the jealous one. You're right there. There you go. You can come out here. Come on, Max. Step. Come on, Loki. Come on, step. Steppy doo. Steppy doo. Come. No. Go back here. Onto here. There you go. It's a rare privilege to be on my shoulder. Yeah, you can, look. Yeah, that's what you do. You're lucky, guys, that you didn't see Max just taking a massive dump on live television or whatever it is. Come on. Closing this because I know. You want to know their names? Well, have I got news for you. That's Loki. That's this one here. Now, don't be confused. Loki happens to be a girl. And there's a reason for that. It's very hard to tell the gender of a cockatoo. And Max, we're assuming Max is a boy or doesn't care. For a start, Max is a lot bigger. And secondly, Max is very interested in Loki. Of course, that's all and end all. We understand that. We're in a modern society, aren't we, Loki? Aren't we, Max? Yes. But I'm pretty certain that Max is a girl. There we go. Sorry, I'm just giving Loki a bit of a scratchy poo as well. They get very jealous when they see one getting scratched. And yet, Max, as you can see, the 45-degree angle of the head obviously helps with the perception, doesn't it? You want a scratchy poo? You want a scratchy poo? Yeah, you do, don't you? Yeah. Loki just hissed because she was not happy with me giving attention to Max. And that's the way we go in our cockatoo hierarchy, isn't it? Yeah, scratchy poo. There you go. Just so that you know, Max is a wild cockatoo, I think. I didn't do the catching, so don't blame me. I got him off somebody off Gumtree, and that's a really terrible idea. I thought I was doing the right thing, and I realised not doing the right thing at all. But at any rate, I didn't mean to get in this problem, but he had his wings clipped. He was in a terrible way. So I just decided that, yeah, even though you've got this whole great or good thing to do, just take this one. The needs of the one sometimes outweigh the needs of the many. So at any rate, he's a lot happier here. His wings have grown back. He's a graceful flyer, which makes me even more conflicted about the whole problem. But he seems to be happy here. So, whoa! I just said you are happy. He's very happy. He's like, I got ya. Sorry about the jump scare, guys. All right. You want a walnut? Yeah. Loki doesn't like these things, but Max does. Yeah, buddy. Do you want a walnut, Loki? You want to go in your cage? Okay. Loki's a bit of a homebody. She's a bit nervous of anything, really. There you go. I'll go get you some food. It's all right. They know the drill. And Max is like, well, it's not very much time. Ugh. It's okay, I'm just doing this. There you go. There you go. There you are, you're secure, you're secure. That's a paradigm around here nowadays. Birds actually prefer to be in the cage than out. Yes, I'm coming to you, Benny. Actually, we'll get to you now. I'll get all of the stuff done in a minute. Here we go, Pony. Yoink. Splat. Yeah. There we go. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. I see somebody liked. You do. Yes, you did. Now, I can swear black and blue on the grave of Donald Trump's father that was Pony speaking, not me. Isn't that right? Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Definitely not me. Definitely not me. You didn't see my lips move. It wasn't me. Well, I think that's the end of the opal cutting and the birds and everything. It's not the end of the birds. Well, that's the end of the bird. Ha 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 ha. Dad joke. Like and subscribe on your way out. Thank you very much for watching all of the craziness as it unfolded today. There were a few dodgy moments, but quite frankly, the first bit was pretty good. I'm pretty happy with what happened. Have a wonderful evening or morning or whatever it is over there. Thank you. 6 likes is pretty good. And now I'm monetized. So if you've got an irritating ad, I'm sorry about that. If the ad plays now, I suppose just walk away and do something with your time whilst it plays, I suppose. Have a nice evening. Dr. Phil out.